Hello, welcome to Toy Express channel. This video brings you an analysis of the main decks in Dragon Ball Card July environment. With the release of new regulations on July 1st and the increase in card bans, the decks and competition formats in July have changed a lot. First of all, the mechanism has changed. The first player can draw cards in the first round, which solves the problem of the huge advantage of the second player. In the June season, the Red Goku Fast Attack deck almost dominated the competition. One more card in the second player is equivalent to an extra 10,000 combo opportunities. At the same time, in the early stage of the game, when there is almost no battle card, the second player launches an attack to reduce health first, which puts a lot of pressure on the opponent. Secondly, the ban and release of restricted cards directly killed the Red Goku Fast Attack deck. BF01005 Master Roshi. This card skill lets the player adjust their life cards, making it easier to control the awakening timing along with the cost reduction for extra cards, greatly affecting the ability to deliver a final decisive blow late in the game. As a result, the frequency of red decks has increased too much. So to help balance out its strong influence on the game environment, we've decided to designate this card as a banned card. FB02-031 Ribrian. This card, which has double strike when combined with the leader skill of FB02-001, Son Goku, can be played for just one cost, lets the player go on a rampage-like attack. In most conditions, the defending player becomes greatly limited in options and must maintain their life cards at a certain level, which greatly decreases the chances to win. Due to this, we've decided to designate this card a banned card as well. FB02-013 Kefla. Being able to play this card multiple times in a match using the leader skill of FB02-001, Son Goku, gives the player a clear advantage. It has a powerful on-play effect, making it stable and at the same time has good synergy to progress the game, which results in more players than anticipated using it and battles becoming one-sided. We're designating this card a restricted card. To sum up, the purpose of all adjustments is to diversify the decks in the environment, completely sniping Red Goku's Fast Attack deck, from adjusting the acceleration of Master Roshi to banning the main hitter and combo. Judging from the decks in the competition in early July, the official has indeed achieved the purpose of the adjustment. In the top decks of early July, Red Goku almost disappeared, and the whole game developed towards satisfaction. The mainstream decks changed to two main decks, namely Android and Zamasu. First of all, the Android deck shined in the competition environment in early July. With the support of FB02, Android won the favor of players with its excellent stability. Whether it is offline or online, most users choose this deck. Let's take a look at the core components of this deck. 1 cost curve, Android 20, enter the field to filter cards to look at 5 and find 1. Android 17 and 18 of the full deck, basically no empty. The difference between offline decks and online decks is that offline decks will add 1 cost gods, enter the field to KO the opponent's 1 cost man. The single 5,000 attack is a bit awkward, and the 10,000 point combo needs to be used as an auxiliary attack in the later stage. Online decks have completely abandoned this point, leaving a pit for the high-level battles later. 2 cost curve, the main force is Android 18, draw 1 and discard 1 when entering the field, and Krillin's filter card, look at 5 and find 1 when entering the field. Comparing the difference between offline and online, the offline version will add 4 blank 18 cards. The online version is changed to 4 filter, draw cards, use Xiaolu and Gohan, find extra cards or draw a card. Since Krillin in the basic deck has the ability to find extra cards, you can choose 2 Xiaolu and 2 Gohan or 4 Xiaolu here. I chose 3 Xiaolu. The specific reason will be mentioned in the extra card. There are currently 2 considerations for the 3 cost curve. The first is a 20 manufacturer with 10,000 attack. When entering the field, look at 10 and find a target, 1 extra. Dr. Gero's laboratory. Generally, only 2 to 3 laboratories are placed in the deck. The second way is a 20 manufacturer with 20,000 attack. A card is discarded to kill itself. A 17 manufacturer on the field becomes active. Prepare for the high cost hitter later. 3 cost extra card, Destructive Strength, adds 1 energy and continues to play 1 mana this round to look at 5 and find 1, or jumps to 5 mana in the next round. Dr. Gero's laboratory digs a grave for 1 mana and adds 1 mana to the energy zone, and recycles the mana used in the combo for reuse. Here is why I choose to put 3 little cells. It is not very ideal in terms of combat power or ability, but if you can find a 3 cost extra at 3 mana, jump to 5 mana in the 3rd round or 6 mana in the 4th round, this advantage is very obvious. For the 4 cost curve, you can choose Android 17, which can reduce life to let the leader turn over early, and at the same time recycle Android 18. But the best choice is Android 17 18ths at 4 costs, which discards 2 energy when entering the field, adds 3 energy, and directly jumps to 5 costs. If this is achieved, the opponent is basically likely to lose the game. The 6th mana is our main fighter. The entry cost is to have 2 battle cards of cost 3 or less in hand, and double strike at the same time. It is the 5th round now. The opponent has the first move and the highest combat power is only 35,000. we can already reach 40,000 points. While attacking the opponent's leader, it also reduces the opponent's hand. The 7th mana is to choose Android 16, a super combo, no need to explain too much. The 20,000 point bonus is almost standard for every deck. After that, there is the biggest difference between online and offline. The evolution of online. 1. An 8-cost big cell. When playing Little Cell, it is free, and when entering the field, it discards 3 energy and adds 1 health, regardless of the opponent's 2 battle cards. 2. 8-cost Broly FS03-10, basically put 3 copies. 45,000 high combat power, enter the field and discard 1, regardless of the opponent's battle card, and at the same time have the ability to protect itself after the fight. The above is my analysis of the different versions of this Android deck, both online and offline. You can make adjustments based on the different meta and your own operating habits. The second deck is the Zamasu Fusion deck. I like to call it back. The whole deck is completely about returning to the hand or the bottom of the deck, which will drive the opponent crazy. Players who like control thinking can consider this deck. However, the biggest difficulty of this deck is to control the health and control the number of cards in the hand to 7. The main general turns over 3 health to maximize the benefits. After turning over, the health is replenished to 4. When encountering a double strict deck, the health line is easily reduced to the critical value quickly. At the same time, this deck has high operational requirements for players. Under the premise of not wasting the power of each card, how to play first and second, and strong adaptability on the spot. 1 cost curve, 16 cards of 1 cost allow players to do something in the first round, but how to choose depends on the actual situation. Young Trunks, draw 1 when entering the field, first hand. Zamasu, enter the field and bounce 1 card cost 1 back to the bottom of the deck, second hand. Young Wu Tian, enter the field and bounce 1 card cost 2 back to the hand, second hand. Pilaf, used to recycle Trunks and Goten in the discard pile, not used in the first round. 1 cost extra, Gallic Gun, increase 15,000 power, and draw 1 when the hand passes 7. It is equivalent to a small super combo and replenish the hand at the same time. Other options, 1 cost Future Mai, enter the field and reduce the cost of the opponent's battle card by 1. The main purpose is to use it with other abilities to bounce back to the bottom of the deck. Generally, 2 to 3 cards are placed. There are many combinations for 2 mana. The main purpose of putting 4 Wukongs is to build up combat power, but the combat power of 15,000 is a bit awkward. It becomes 25,000 combat power during the opponent's turn, which makes it difficult for the opponent to solve it. The online version puts 4 Trunks, mainly to reduce health and quickly turn the game over. The hand card 7 increases 10,000 power and can also effectively build combat power. At the same time, it is within the recovery range of Pilaf. I choose to give up the 2 mana curve to increase control. This deck itself does not consider the initial attack on the opponent's health. 3 cost curve, Vegito reduces the cost by 1, and bounces the cost 1 back to the bottom of the deck, and directly bounces the 2 cost player in 3 turns. At the same time, the combat power of 25,000 is also good. 3 cost powerful extra card, Sinister Sickle, bounces back the opponent's 2 cost for battle cards, powerful clearing ability. For cost curve, Gotenks, used to recover 2 young Sairs from the graveyard, rebuilding combat power. Zamasu, Fusion, enter the field with 7 cards in hand and draw 1, and at the same time prevent being okay, play this card directly from the graveyard. 5 cost curve, Vegito, enter the field and bounce back to the bottom of the deck at cost 5. Strong board clearing ability. At the same time, it can also be transformed into an active model to form self-protection every turn, and the combat power of 30,000 points is not bad. 6 cost curve, Zeno, just like the ability to destroy everything in the animation, Zeno enters the field to destroy all battle cards except him and return them to the bottom of the deck. For a fast attack deck of the type of spreading the field, or a strong output deck, it is basically equivalent to losing. Goku Black enters the field to recover a battle card of cost 4, and at the same time, when attacking, you can put a battle card of cost 4 into the field, creating an additional output point. 7 cost curve, Videl or Old Kai, both are super combos. Additional cards. 5 cost Vegeta, Double Strick, while entering the field, a cost 4 card bounces back to the bottom of the deck, with dual functions of clearing the field and attacking. You can adjust the number of 3 cost and 5 cost Vegeta according to your preferences. My choice is to put 3. Make up for the number of 4 cost Zamasu. This Zamasu deck is relatively mature, and most of its components are from FB02. The online and offline versions are basically the same. You can match and adjust according to the meta and your own operating habits. The above is the introduction of the top decks in the first week of July. Other decks include Kuijinu deck, Red Goku deck, Frieza deck, and Pure Blue Vegeta deck of Zamasu variant. I believe that with the increase of the card pool in August, more and more new decks will appear. We will also bring you a preview of the new cards in August in the future.